Good morning, National 5. So we're carrying on with Homologous Series, and this is lesson 3, okay? Obviously, this is a brand new timetable, so if you haven't, you need to make sure you join my YouTube channel and you complete lessons 1 and 2. Otherwise, this lesson won't make any sense, okay? So what I've done, just like lesson 2, I've gave you a starter. So what you can do is you can pause this video, because in about a minute I'm going to reveal the answers. Okay, so you can pause the video and that gives you time to complete them. So the very first question, propane and butane are both alkanes. Alkanes are a family of compounds with the same general formula and similar chemical properties. What term can the alkanes be described as? Okay, so think family of compounds with the same general formula and similar chemical properties. What do we call that? Question 2, what I want you to do is I want you to name A and I want you to name B. Remember our steps: identify our longest chain first, number our longest chain from the side closest to the branch, circle the branch, and then name the branch, and then bring it all together. Okay, and again that was described in lesson 2. And then what I want you to do is I want you to draw 3-methyl hexane. And then D, I want you to draw, this is a wee bit harder, we haven't actually came across this, but I want to see how you get on with it. So it's 3-ethyl, 2-methyl pentane. Okay, so pause the video, do the questions, I'm going to reveal the answers now. So very first one, what term can the alkanes be described as? You should get that, it's one of the definitions you just need to know. It is a homologous series. Okay, same general formula and similar chemical properties. Right, B. Let's name this one. So, very first one, we identify the longest chain. So the longest chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4, okay? So longest chain is 4, like that. Okay, now let's identify our longest chain from the side starting closest to the branch. Now this is the branch here, so we can circle that. Now what side, this side or that side, does the branch start closest to? It's the right side, so we call that carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3 and carbon 4. Okay, so because the longest chain's 4, you should know that the longest chain, that means butane. Okay, now the branch only has 1 carbon in it. Now again, you should know branches. To get a branch, we take the prefix and then we add "-il" to it. Now there's only 1 carbon there, so that is methyl. And what carbon has it came from? It's came from carbon number 2, so this is 2-methyl butane. Yeah, straightforward. Now, this one here, what is our longest chain? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 3. Okay, so it doesn't matter, as long as you get 3 carbons. I'll go for here and up. Okay, now circle the one that isn't a part of the longest chain, so circle the branch. Now label the longest chain from the side closest to the branch. Now in this case it doesn't matter, because if we start here, the branch is on 2, 1, 2, 3. If we start here, the branch is still on number 2, so 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't actually matter in this case. Okay, so again, the longest chain is 3, so that is propane. Now, the branch contains 1 carbon, so again, like the last one, that is methyl. And what carbon is the branch on? Number 2, so that is 2-methyl propane. Okay, so that's your answers there for that one. Now this one here, it wants you to draw 3-methyl hexane. I always find drawing them out a lot easier because you can control how it's done. So first things first, always draw the longest chain first. So hexane, that is 6 carbons. So you draw 6 carbons in a row. Okay, it's methyl, so that tells us the branch only has 1 carbon and it's on carbon 3. Okay, so if I show you that there, the longest chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and I've actually made a wee deliberate mistake. So instead of being on carbon 2, it should be on carbon 3. Okay, so I think I was looking at that too there, doesn't matter. So it should be 1, 2, 3, and then the branch is on number 3. Okay, now this one here, wee bit more difficult, but we give it a go. Okay, so we see ethyl, we see methyl, and we see pentane. Okay, so draw your pentane first. How many carbons is pent? You should know that's 5. So you draw 5 carbons in a row, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? Now, it says there's a methyl branch. So methyl, it's just a branch with 1 carbon. It's on carbon 2. So on carbon 2, we draw a methyl branch like that. Then it says on carbon 3, there's an ethyl branch. Now, because it's eth, that tells us there's 2 carbons. Okay, so on carbon 3, doesn't matter if you go up or down, it's the same thing. We draw a branch, but this time with 2 carbons, like so. And then once you've done that, just make sure every carbon has a valency of 4, and that means that every carbon has 4 bonds coming out of it. So very well done if you got that right. Right. So today's sort of subheading is branch chained alkanes. So like what we did on lesson 2, but this time, what happens if we get multiple branches? Okay, multiple branches. So that's our sort of subheading for today. Okay, now before we start, I'm going to give you a wee heading, a wee table, sorry. So first one, number of the same branch and the prefix. Okay, so if we just have one branch, there is no prefix to it. Okay, so let's say we've got a branch with, I'll just put a wee example here. Let's just say we've got a branch with 1 carbon. We would just call that methyl. There is no prefix to it, it's just methyl. Okay, now if we have 2 of the same branch, the prefix for that, and you will know this from the atomic theory, is di. Okay, if we have 3 of the same branch, we call that tri. Okay, now this will make more sense when we start doing examples. So we're going to jump straight in and do some examples. So example 1, let's go for this one here, okay? And then just make sure every carbon has 4 bonds coming out it, just like that. Okay, now we identify our longest chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our longest chain's 5. Okay, so I can highlight that. Our longest chain is 5. Now, our second step is number the longest chain with the side closest to the branches. Okay, so is it the left side or is it the right side? What side is closest to the branches? It is the left side, okay, because if we go 1, 2, there's a branch there. If we go 1, 2, there's no branch here, okay, so the side closest to the branches is the left side. So we'd number this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay. Once we've done that, we can highlight our branches like so. Okay, now if we want to name this, the longest chain is 5. So what's the prefix for 5 carbons? You should know this by now. It is pent. And because it's an alkane, it ends in ane, so it's pentane. Now, we've got 2 branches here. We've got a branch with 1 carbon. We've also got another branch with 1 carbon. So what number of the same branch do we have? We've got 1, 2, because they're the same branch, okay? Now, because we've got 2 of the same branch, the prefix is di, okay? Now that branch is methyl, that branch is methyl, so we call this dimethyl, like that, okay? And then what we need to do is we've got to number where those branches are. So we've got 1 on 2, and we've got a methyl branch on 3. So this becomes 2, 3 dash dimethyl pentane. Okay, so if we've got 2 numbers, we separate that by a comma. If we've got a number and a letter, we separate that by a dash. So this is 2, 3 dash dimethyl pentane. Okay, so I will give you another example. Let's go for number 2. Let's go for a trickier one, but not too tricky, don't worry. So here we are. Let's do our steps again. So let's identify the longest chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The longest chain is 4. Okay, so if I highlight the longest chain of 4, like so, there you go. Then what we need to do is we've got to number it starting from the side closest to the branches. So what side is it going to be, the left or is it going to be the right that's closest to the branch? Okay, it would be the right. So we make that carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3 and carbon 4, because that side is much closer to our branches like that. Okay, so once we've set it up like that, let's start naming it. The longest chain is 4, so what's the prefix for 4? It is bute, and again it's an alkane, so we call that butane. Yeah, very straightforward. Then we look at the branches. Are they the same? We've got a branch with 1 carbon, we've got a branch with 1 carbon. So yeah, they are the same branch. So if we've got 2 of the same branch, the prefix again is di. So what type of branch is it? It's only got 1 carbon, so it is a methyl branch. And because there's 2 of them, we call this dimethyl butane. And then what number, this is an important part, what number are they both on? They are on carbon 2. Now what a lot of people do is they just write 2-dimethyl butane. However, that's incorrect, because we've got 2 branches, we need to name both of them. So we've got 1 on carbon 2, but we've also got another on carbon 2. So what this becomes, it becomes 2,2-dimethyl butane. Okay, so just be careful with that. Now we are going to step it up. Going to make this just a wee bit harder, not too much though. So again, please don't worry. Just get all the hydrogens in now. Okay, right. Let's identify our longest chain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't get longer than 5. So what we need to do is just highlight the 5 carbons. Okay. Now, let's name that first of all. 5 carbons, the prefix for 5 is pent, so that becomes pentane. Okay. Now, we'll label it starting from the side closest to the branches. If I just highlight, we've got a branch there, we've also got a branch there. Okay. Now, what side's closest to the branches? Left or right? Quite obvious, or it should be anyway, the left side is closest to the branch. So we label that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we look at our branches. Are they the same branch? Well, that's got 1 carbon, that branch has 2 carbons, so they're different branches. So let's name the branches. So this branch here, it's got 2 carbons, so it is ethyl. Okay, that's only got 1, so that is methyl. Okay, now what you can see, that ethyl is on carbon number 3 and the methyl is on carbon number 2. Now this is where it gets tricky. Okay, or to be honest, it's not even that tricky, but it confuses quite a lot of people. What a lot of people do is they write 2-methyl, 3-ethyl. However, when you're doing this, you have to write in alphabetical order. So let's look at ethyl and methyl. Ethyl starts with an E, methyl starts with an M. So what comes first alphabetically is ethyl. So we write that first, so that it becomes 3-ethyl. So 3-ethyl dash 2-methyl. methyl pentane. Okay, so that's quite a big name. So 3-ethyl, 3-ethyl-2-methyl pentane. Okay, so if you're unsure, I mean, obviously we're going through it quite quickly. You can always rewind the video. That's a good thing about having these videos. You can rewind and look over it as many times as you want. Right, let's go for 4. Okay, we'll do a draw. Okay, so let me just come up with a name. We'll make it a hard one. Okay, we will make it a hard one. Let's go for 2, 3, 4. Try methyl let's go for hexane. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, trimethyl hexane. Now, like with any sort of drawing, draw the longest chain first. So the longest chain is hex. How many carbons is hex? It's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? Now, once you've done that, label your longest chain. Now, it doesn't matter. The good thing about drawing is you decide what side to start at. Now, I always like starting at the left because it makes more sense, but it doesn't actually matter if you make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As long as you put the branches in at the right place, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've labelled our longest chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All we need to do now is put in our branches. So what we have is we've got methyl branches. So what you should know about that, because it's meth, it only contains 1 carbon. Okay, and the prefix here tells us we've got 3 of them. Okay, now we've got it on carbon 2, 3 and 4. So on carbon 2 we put a branch, on carbon 3 we put a branch, on carbon 4 we also put a branch, and that's it. Okay, all we need to do now is put in our hydrogens. So each carbon should have 4 bonds coming out of it. Okay, and just make sure you don't forget any hydrogens, because you will lose a mark. Okay, you miss one single hydrogen, you do lose a mark. So be careful and make sure every carbon has 4 bonds coming out it. So there you go, done. Now, number 5, we'll do another draw one. We'll do one more draw, and then I'll get you guys to do some questions, and then that will be us for today. Well, for the PowerPoint, you'll have work to do on Teams, so don't worry about that. Right, so I want you to draw wait there, let me change it to 2, 5 dimethyl dash 3 ethyl octane. Okay, now remember, it's in alphabetical order. The D comes before the E in the alphabet, so that's why it's 2,5-dimethyl 3-ethyl octane. Okay, so again, like we always do, draw the longest chain first. So oct, the prefix oct means 8. Yeah, if you think about an octopus, it has 8 tentacles. If you think about an octagon, it has 8 sides to the shape. So oct is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then number it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that's us done. Now, let's do the branches. Let's start with this bit here. Okay, 3 ethyl. So we go to carbon 3 and we draw an ethyl branch. Now ethyl, remember eth means 2, so this branch has 2 carbons in it, like that. And then we can put in the hydrogens if you want. Then we'll look at our second sort of branch, or branches. And we'll look at that. So it's dimethyl. So it's a methyl branch. So that tells us that the branch has 1 carbon, and we've got 2 of them. We've got a methyl branch on carbon 2, and we've got a methyl branch on carbon 5, just like that. Okay, and that's us. We have drawn everything that we need to draw. All we need to do now is add in the hydrogen atoms. Make sure each carbon has 4 bonds coming out it. Any carbon that doesn't have a bond attached to another carbon, you attach it to a hydrogen like that. Okay, so there it is. 2,5 dimethyl, 3 ethyl, octane. Okay, so let's do some questions for you guys to attempt, and then I'll put the answers up on Teams. Okay, right. Questions. We'll do a few naming, and then we'll do a few. No, we'll do a couple naming, and we'll do a couple drawing. So let's name this molecule here. Make sure when you're doing this you do draw the molecule out first. I know we're drawing a lot of C's and H's, but you do get used to it. So I want you to name that molecule. Okay, let's go for B. I want you to name this molecule here. Right, now what I want you to do, I want you to draw these molecules. Okay, go for 2, 6 dimethyl. Let's go for 4 ethyl heptane. Okay, so 2, 6 dimethyl 4 ethyl heptane. Okay, I did say I was going to give you a couple, but I think we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, if you can draw that, that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so obviously guys, make sure you get these notes down, make sure you are doing the work, and I'll also be putting up extra questions on Teams as well, so make sure you are paying attention to the team's group as well. Okay, right, thank you.